What is up? How are you now? Hope you're having a good one. I've been seeing this going back and forth on a couple different platforms about what game you need to play here on Twitch for discoverability and growth. It receives a lot of criticism and backlash, and like no one wants to approach it in certain ways. The tip and trick for streamers is you gotta look at the category, the saturation, and pick games that aren't oversaturated so that you have a shot at discoverability. The instant pushback to this advice is I need to play games that are fun and that I enjoy, or the audience is going to see my lack of enjoyment and they're not going to stick around because if I'm not having fun, they're not having fun. End of the day, the hard fact is both statements are correct. You gotta do both. The way I approach it and the way I look at it is I find games that I think I'm going to enjoy, that I want to play, and then I go to Twitch Tracker and I pull up those games, or I look at the Twitch browsing section for that category and compare that to potential. What I look for in a game is a game that sits somewhere between 500 and about 2,500 viewers. So not the largest categories on the platform. And I look for a game anywhere under, say, like 200 channels live on the 7-day average. But these are all weighed against games that I want to play. For people that want to play the first-person shooters, they want to play Call of Duty, they want to play Apex, they want to do those games, growth is going to be very hard. But growth is hard for everyone. And if you think you're going to go to Kick and you're going to find a brand new audience because the audience is there and it's a completely new platform, streamers to viewers, it's about the same. It balances out. So the growth on both is about the same. Twitch has more of a variety community, but you have to balance this decision of what games you want to play. If you just want to be here and have fun and you don't care about growth or size or numbers, and you just want to hang out and hopefully someone stops by and has a good time, none of this matters. At the end of the day, there's no one way to complete this journey or do what you want to do, so have at it. If you want to grow, you have to consider the saturation of the category you're in, and you have to weigh that against what games you're going to have fun in. You have to look at from an approach that both statements need to be true if you want to discover that community that helps build your community. There's no easy answer. There's no game that if you play this game, you are guaranteed to blow up. There's not a single one out there, because everything's dependent on your personality, your delivery style, your content style, and how you interact with both your chat and the game and approach content as a whole. In fact, you can find the perfect category for viewer to live channel ratio and still not grow if you don't fit that category or you don't have fun in that game. It seems like Twitch just announced that they're actually going to change the discoverability algorithms and do some updates. It looks like they want to double the recommended streamer pool for individuals on your recommended tab. It seems like they're going to increase the refresh rate, and they're going to try to kind of alter the availability of no ad previewing, all kind of designed to increase your ability to check out a new streamer and decide what you like, or find new streamers and small streamers. Twitch seems to be making steps in their algorithm in the way they present new streamers to new viewers in the algorithm. The game selection and how you approach categories is always going to matter in that situation as well, because if you're in a category that is recommended to other people, that's what you're probably going to get recommended. And if you're in a category that is massively oversaturated, you are now competing with more live channels for that recommendation slot, just like you are competing with more viewers when someone goes directly to that category to browse. The end of the day, the amount of scrolling someone has to do to find you is gonna be a determining factor in whether they click your content and try to give you a try. If you make it harder for someone to find your thumbnail or your stream, it's going to be harder to grow. which is why game selection is important. But just like all the other points, if you're not having fun, they're not going to stick around. Someone comes into your channel, you have 30 seconds to make an impression. So if you're not having fun and you're dead faced and you're just playing a game, then it's going to be harder to retain that person. At the same note, if you're having a great time in the game, you love the game, you're in a first person shooter, this is a serious match and you're getting deep into it, but you're stone faced and dead screening and someone comes in, 30 seconds, odds of them retaining are pretty low. I feel like I've learned how to break down what I'm trying to do, but I don't know how to capitalize it. Discoverability is hard. It's just a problem, right? But if you do nothing or try nothing, then it's going to be even harder. I make good points. Yeah, it's so weird because like the people who do the like top 10 tips and tricks and all that, the comments are almost always the same. Like, yeah, I see your point about being in smaller categories, but I don't like those games. Well, if you see the point and you say your goal is to grow, but you refuse to act on the point, that's like self-detrimental, I guess. If I'm looking for new streamers, it's usually because it's some obscure game that no one plays, but I'm weird. That's not weird though, Doug. That point is not weird because if you think about it, there are a lot of people that want one game. They love this game and that game is their content. And if that game category is next to dead, if someone is engaging in that category, but people love the game, that person can have a lot of growth in that category. I've played some games that I looked at the numbers and like the daily average was below 500 and they've been some of my best pickup follower days. Do you think it's more likely that someone clicks on your stream if you're one of 4 games, a beloved low population game, or is it more likely someone clicks on your stream if you're one of 662 currently live channels in a game with more viewers? Yeah, sure, the market cap for viewers on a game like XDefiant or COD is significantly higher. 30-40,000 viewers are watching that, but they also have 600, 700, 800 channels to pick from, which is statistically more likely. End of the day, someone's not going to scroll down 700 channels. Someone's not going to scroll down 300 channels to get to you. If they want a small streamer, they're probably going to the section where people in the 10 to 25 viewers start. I don't know that someone's going to dedicate enough time with 700 live streamers to scroll down to 5 average viewers. I just don't know that that's what an average viewer or new viewer is going to do to find someone. And even then, if they're going to scroll down to the 5 average viewers, there's probably 150 of you, maybe even more.